Because even my conspiracy was the element that she might actually be doing stuff. Like, this is stuff covered in my notes. It's just, I thought she'd be doing it for the benefit of Liao, not against her. Unless they know about Gyokyo. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with another episode of the Apothecary Diaries, a show that thus far does not disappoint. We come back with board and notes, plural. And of course we always start with a board, so let's go ahead and hit the board. And with the board comes a board changelog. I added Aylin and Ayla's names as the two envoys from the west. I connected Ayla to the Emperor with a white line. I connected Ayla to Shishui. Sorry, that's Shishu with a white line. I added the clinic woman and tied her with a white line to Maomao and Aylon. Otherwise, that's it for last episode. So let's go ahead and pop on into notes. Rewatching the hand opening bit of the opening, we have gotten... What have we gotten so far? I remember mentioning a frog emerging from the grass a couple of episodes back, and possibly linking it to the cat that was found. Like, if the frogs are invading the rear palace, that would also explain where the cat maybe came from. There's also the hair tie that Maomao bought Xiaolan from the caravan. The moth that was part of last episode's dance. The flowers that were given out to the wake of the courtesan. The stone of the boar that was given to Maomao as a gift from Jinshi. The mushroom that Maomao tried to teach Xiaolan to write. I feel like the hairpin and cloth have also occurred, but I can't really recall where or when. Even still, I'm just not connecting all of these things yet. Maybe some of the ones that I've pinned down already will have bigger reveals later, and I'm just seeing the nothing background versions of them at the moment. That or they mean nothing, and I'm playing hidden picture game with the opening for no reason. I just don't know what their importance is, especially if I'm supposed to be tying them together. Like this is sort of a riddle or something. I'm always trying to figure out what the red herrings of the show might be, and maybe they aren't, or maybe they are. I don't know. I think it's probably nothing at all, but the episode starts with Maomao wondering if mythology and folklore are like rumors, that the more they get spread, the further from the truth they become. And later she mentions a mythos from the West about Diana. As I said, I doubt it means anything, but if it gets invoked later, this might be the lead up to it. By obviously which I mean whatever mythos about Diana that we used here with the moths and the dancing to invoke where the dancer went or whatever. Being built up by maybe a rumor from 50 years ago that was invoked by the grandfather when they were talking about this. I don't know. Like I said, if it amounts to anything, that's why the note's here, to remind me of that fact. So we regard the ruins of the capital is once again built on the... sorry, I just completely mind blanked while I started reading my own note. So, we regard the ruins the capital is built on once again by pointing out that a different ethnicity of people used to live where the palace is now, and they built everything on top of what those people built. She includes the waterway in that, and I may be wrong, but I could swear she mentioned before that the waterway technology came from the West in previous comment. If that was indicative of something, that could be big in some sort of world history, current relations explanation. Well, I mocked it during the episode, but looking it up, Luna moths and Hercules moths are unable to eat because they lack a functional mouth and digestive system. They only exist to reproduce until they starve to death. And I didn't write further note about it, but the evidence of the research that I did is that they basically exist on reserves of what they had in the larval stage. So essentially, imagine hibernating and then turning into a creature after you're done hibernating, and then you only exist for as long as the energy reserves you had from your hibernation. The reason that I mocked it in the episode is it feels like that's not good evolution. How does that creature succeed to have evolved that way? And, the thing is, evolution isn't about what the best thing is, it's about what survives, right? And clearly, somehow, this is just how that creature survived. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Nature is crazy. Maomao puts together the whole, these two would be able to pull off the mirror trick from Master Gaoshen's story, which I guess acknowledges that this is what it was actually about, as I talked about last episode. Sorry, I just recognize that I sometimes put in self-congratulatory notes in my notes section, which is to say, I wrote a whole giant note about, hey, this story is probably about this and that, and then Maomao says, hey, this is probably about this and that. And I'm like, got it. It's been forever since I thought of Jinshi as the Emperor's brother, since I went so hard into the idea that he may have been the Emperor's brother back during the garden party, before the idea came to light that he was actually the Emperor's son. That hearing the envoy mention that the Emperor's brother wasn't here and how she wanted to meet him, making me remember that Jinshi is secluded till, later surprise, that I was thrown for a moment to consider who the Emperor's brother was. Sometimes my boards, what the truth is and what everyone thinks, only serves to confuse me. The funny bit is that when Maomao imagines the envoy with the Emperor, the brother that she imagines has no face. I guess implying that she doesn't know that it's supposed to be Jinshi. I don't know how she wouldn't know that, but to something I brought up during one of the past episodes. Lulan and Shisui are the only two characters with purple hair. But more than that, they have the same color eyes. I've been saying Amidala for a while now, but this is a bit out there for me. It really feels like Prince and the Pauper now, which is to say, they could switch places. They look exactly the same. I guess the only thing different is attitudes. Lulan seems haughty and distant, and Shisui seems very personable and friendly. So Maomao's listing of concubine power. Lulan, first in terms of family power. The Emperor not passionate about visiting her, though. Li Hao, second in terms of family power. The Emperor loves her. Big note, though, family maternally related to the Emperor. Meaning what? Li Hao is related to Anshi somehow? That's something to definitely look out for. Li Shu, family rose to power recently. Not the kind of woman the Emperor is into, though. I mean, thankfully. And Gyakyo, the Emperor's most loved, but the family not as powerful as the rest, despite booming trade as their land is infertile. Ironic, given, the theming of what's going on here. So, it is somewhat difficult to manage as it's two different spectrums, right? Like, you have family power versus Emperor's love. And it seems like we've made them into this kind of thing, right? The Emperor loves you, but your family power is down here, or your family power is up here. The Emperor isn't that into you. With, Lulan, family power, love. Li Hao, I guess Li Hao was here in the middle, and then, Li Shu, the other way. Just something to keep track of. Shin was the only court lady not wearing scented oils at the pavilion, which I don't think is a matter of suspicion, but more evidence that Li Hao is pregnant and that Shin must know about the cautionary effects of the oils already. Wait, Actually, writing that down, that might imply that she could be suspicious towards targeting Gyakio while trying to keep Lee House safe. So, I'm not actually blaming her for that, I'm just saying that she's not beyond suspicion. Just a note about locations. The clinic, the wash house, and the school are all on the north side. Just another element of me trying to figure out the layout of the rear palace after I've not done so for so long. Only doctors are allowed to treat major wounds and make medicine, and only men are allowed to be doctors. So Maomao making medicine is against the rules, and something we covered from episode 1. Most rule offenses are punishable by death. So the clinic women, or the clinic woman rather, finding out Maomao could either be something used against her, or something the clinic lady could use for her advantage, for the betterment of the clinic. We'll have to see, because she has essentially resting bitch face. I don't know if she's going to be a villain, or if this is going to be a happy accident sort of thing. My last note here. Anshi made Lu Men a eunuch. The current emperor banned the surgery that makes eunuchs. It is an interesting cross paths between the Dowager Empress, that seems to have her own political machinations, and the current emperor's policies. Like, I don't know if that's going to amount to anything, but in as much as, like, Lu Lan's father is apparently allied to Anshi, and then Anshi has this whole thing about Lu Men, and what we know about what happened to their kids. Like, there's a deeper background conspiracy at play that I'm just not sure what the target is, right? Is it going to turn out that Anshi is responsible for Jinshi trying to be assassinated? In which case, technically she'd be trying to assassinate her own son, in her opinion, but actually she'd be trying to assassinate her own son's son. In reality, I don't know. There's so much background stuff that's not the current focus that sometimes I have to remind myself about the background stuff so that when it does become the focus, I haven't just completely forgotten about it. Anyways, that said, that is all of my notes. So there's nothing left to do, I think, but to hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
It takes everything I have not to... Here's the thing, I was literally about to say, it takes everything I have not to say something about the song or the opening while we're here in the opening, because I think it's my go-to every episode that we watch. That there's going to be 30 episodes back-to-back of me talking about the opening music and how I'm not that against it, or I'm not my thing, or, that sort of thing, consistently. As though there's nothing else I have to talk about in the show. I guess a little behind the scenes, it did occur to me that I am the editor. I could fix this somehow. Which is to say, I could just time out the amount of time it takes me to go to the notes, and then overlap that over the beginning of the episode, so that I would just say nothing during the opening, and the notes would parse in until the start of the episode. I mean, maybe that's something I'll try. The only problem therein, though, is that I would have to say nothing during the opening of the show. So I'd just sit here in silence, watching the opening with y'all until the show started. Might be better, There's no real quality to the stuff I say here in the opening of the episode, other than the fact that I have to talk over the opening of the episode because it's the copyrightable stuff. The most copyrightable stuff. Was she writing a letter to somebody in power? Okay, she wrote a letter to Gyokyo.
煎じてもらった薬、ここで飲んでいけばよかったんだけど、昨日の女官に見られてしまって。困ったわ。
It's weird that we're only covering this 30 minutes in. 30 episodes in.
いえ、それはただ話してちょうだい。はい。しばしマオマオを貸してくれないかとの。
Okay, so for the benefit of the clinic then.
アイラン、インファを呼んでちょうだい。え？はい。
I guess they could blackmail. Let us have Maomao or else, right? That was 3 different, we didn't even cover that. There was 3 different, palace-colored people standing in a row talking to each other.
昨日は肝っ玉母ちゃんに見えたけど、落ち着いて話すと聡明な印象だな。
You know, it's like a Li Hao, a Li Shu, and a Lulan servant were all talking to each other, which is that wasn't a thing.
キヒのところの方とはつゆ知らず。いえ、キヒとは玉葉様の官名だ。宮の外の女官は官名で呼ぶことが多い。お呼び立てしたの。
Had them on the board like that for a while now.
どうぞ。剣妃リファ妃の水晶球の下女に薬を作っていただきたいのです。
それがどういうことか分かってるの？イカン以外が薬を作っていると、もし表沙汰になったら。
重々承知しております。何か理由があるようで。
マオマオ、
すいません。話だけでも。
I mean,
よろしいの
the
です。
quack is your friend, and I think he knows that you're making medicine. So you can just give your medicine to the quack, and the quack can give it to whoever he needs to give it to.
こちらの洗濯場に来ていた顔なじみの下女でして、キャラバンの時期から倦怠感や微熱が続いているようでした。それが妙な咳まで出るようになって、一度しっかり休みを取るように言ったのです。ところがそれから
I mean, to be fair, serious rest is the only thing you're allowed to prescribe.
あるいは係が変わったのでは。だとしても、あの咳は一度見ておくべきです。つまり診療所にも来て
I'm just hoping it's not tuberculosis, since I have a tendency to jump to some very real diseases.
水晶球の悪いところだ。下女が許しを請う相手ならリファ様ではなく次女頭だ。願い出たところで無視された可能性が高い。
Ah, Shin. Put casting suspicion back on Shin.
半月？面倒くさいことになったわね。本当にいるのかしら、そんな下女。
調べる必要はあるかと。妙な咳か。もし感染するものなら放っておけない。水晶球だけで終わらない問題だ。
こういうの。
I mean, this is the reason why we send people home.
ちゃんとお伺いは立てなさいね。突っ走るのは良くない癖よ。
はい。焦っても仕方ない。まずはjinshi様に取り継いでもらうとして、今できることを。
にょっマオマオ、もう言ってるそばから。
すいません。探し物が見つかったのでつい。
探し物って？
Lizard?
残念ながら本体には逃げられてしまいました。早す薬を作る。そのために。取れた尻尾がなぜ生えてくるか調べて。
Okay, we're on the joke from last episode still. Oh. Okay, so it's the servant from the wake. But it's also that room that we saw. Okay, so she's the one with the blue dress that walked past and went to the bottles. God, was that like 4 or 5 episodes ago?
言ったわよね。余計なことはするなと。
申し訳ありません。申し訳ありません。神様、医局から先生がお見えに。
先生？
今さら何のよ。東宮をお助けできなかったくせに。
Yeah, that's gonna be like an onus that'll always be hovering over him.
剣妃に会いたいのだがね。
Surprised that they didn't break his leg and throw him out like they did Lumen.
あなたにはお会いしたくないと思われますが。
でも。
随分と背の高い。こんな女官いたかしら。
So dressed up Maomao again.
このように書状はもらっている。
わかりました。こちらへ。失礼ですが、リファ様はお元気ですよ。
ああ、それはよかった。優秀な侍女たちが剣妃を支えているのだね。
当然です。水晶宮の侍女は皆名家ので。
I mean, you can't be like this now, after it was your guys' responsibility for the prince's death.
そんなの、私だって同じなのに。
Now we're getting in your head now.
帝の寵愛を得ることが大切なのだ。わかったな、リファ。シン。
はい。
Okay, so they're related.
どうしました？
いや、あれは何の小屋かと思いまして。
別に、ただの物置ですが。
We've already covered before that Liao is also maternally related to the emperor, as per the notes.
いえ、特には。そういえば、あんなに脇あったかしら。
今日はこうつけてい
What
ら
the
っ
hell's
しゃ
that
る
mean?
んですね。シン様。お久しぶりです。先日は失礼いたしました。
あなた、あの時の。待ちなさい。何を。
Oh, you're taking a big old chance there, Maomao. She is still over you. You put your hands on somebody who's above you.
おじさん、お湯沸かしてください。
わかった。
ゆっくりこれを飲んで。
So clearly we think it is contagious.
どうしてこんな扱いを？
どうしたも何もないわ。病がうつらないよう病人を隔離するのは常識でしょう。
確かに感染力は低いですが、これはうつる病
Okay,
です。
so he is. Okay.
でもこのような処置を続けていたら死に至ります。もちろん下女一人の死など些細な問題でしょうが、ここに入った時思い出しました。リファ妃が病に伏せていた時のことです。病人の匂いをごまかすように香が焚かれていました。
何がいい？
The fact that they're related makes it so much
今度はまるで
weirder.
逆だと感じたのです。香の匂いをごまかすために病人が置かれているようだと。
待ちなさい。
水晶宮の次女は本当に隠し事が多いですね。先日禁止となったキャラバンの交易品がこんなに。
As I said, she was the one going to those things.
動揺するな。
一つ一つは小さな毒でもそれが混ざればどうなることか。
わかるはずがない。こんな小娘に本当の目的なんて。
To kill your sister and take her place? Like, what is your main goal?
体剤を作ろうなんてどういうおつもりですか？
Why though? It's their motivation that I'm not understanding.
一度の訪問で見つかるなら変装する必要なかったかな。顔を知られてるし長期戦も覚悟してたんだけど。お待たせいたしました。着替えありがとうございます。
いえ、病人を看護した服で歩いて病が広がってはいけませんから。 では行きましょう。
Because even my conspiracy was the element that she might actually be doing stuff. Like, this is stuff covered in my notes. It's just, I thought she'd be doing it for the benefit of Liao, not against her. Unless they know about Gyokyo.
毒物になり得るものがあったため回収する。そう触れが出ていたはずだが。
黙秘ですか。jinshi様に問われてもこの態度とは。神様、水晶宮の次女頭で、リファ様のいとこでもある。
Oh, cousin. Okay, I thought they were
面差しが
sisters.
どことなく似て、目を引く、誇り高そうな美女だ。だからこそ、あえての次女頭か。美しい花は一箇所に集めた方が目を引く。身分で考えても中級妃に召し上げられておかしくない。
Also now realizing
本人も
they're
それを分かっている
cousins.
はずだ。
The caravan envoy are both cousins as well. Are we doing a literal mirror thing, right? They brought mirrors.
確かに病の下女を物置に寝かせるように指示しました。ですが、それは感染を防ぐためです。何が置いてあるかまでは存じませんでした。それが罪になりますか？
下女を物置に隔離したことは罪ではない。仕方ない。それだけ下女の命は軽い。
As I keep indicating on the fact that Maomao's life is in constant danger from every time she breaks a rule.
そもそも病人に食事を運ぶくらいでしか人の寄りつかない場所です。逆を言えば誰でも近づけました。これらが私のものである証拠でも。
それはあの場にいた下女に聞けばよいことだ。
熱に浮かされ朦朧としていた下女の発言をどこまで信頼できますか？
熱に浮かされていたことは知っているの
です。Lady doth protest too much.
わざわざはしための容体を見に来てくださるなんて。それなら体に香油の匂いが残っていてもおかしくありませんね。以前は香油の匂いなどしなかった神様でも。
Yeah, making her not have the scent on her before is a good way to then know when she has a new scent on her.
腹の立つことはあるものだ。今日の神様はこの香油と同じ匂いがします。この瓶は氷の中に置かれておりました。果たしてにじみ出るほど強い匂いでしょうか。念のため確かめさせてもらえませんか。
Oh, and that's that scene from like 4 or 5 episodes ago. I was thinking it was a cat. Also, I was thinking it was Jinshi, not Maomao.
私などが触れて良いわけがありませんでした。違う方に調べてもらいましょう。
その辺で私に任せてもらえないかしら。
リファヒ。
この者の罪状はどうなるのでしょう。
仮に堕胎罪を作ろうとしたならば、帝の子を殺すのと同義です。
それはどの妃の子であってもですか？
もちろん。
I mean, we didn't kill the other one that accidentally killed the prince. She's still here.
リファヒ、それは。
そういうことか。リファ様の服、玉葉様が着ている服に似ている。道理でろくな次女がいないはずだ。リファ様のせいじゃない。意図的にそのようなものが集められていたのだ。次女頭の真によって。
I guess it explains the episode 1 thing.
私のことを妃扱いしてくれなかったわよね。国母としてふさわしくない、そう思っていたんでしょう。あなたと私、どちらが妃になるか最後までわからなかったものね。
Well, I mean, that's the motivation. That's exactly what I was looking for.
そういうところが昔から嫌いなのよ。勉強も作法も私の方ができた。他にもいっぱいあなたよりも私の方が優れてるのに、なんで周りはみんな。
胸の大きさが、いや、妃としての器が違う。
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of pointing out the unfair fact
揃えられたような名で生まれも教養もある。それでも感情に支配され間違いを犯す愚かな人間は5万といる。神様もまたそのような一人なのだろう。
当主の娘だから？あなたは私よりも上なわけ？そんなわけない
I
よ。
mean, really, it's about the Emperor's predilections, right?
それは自白と捉えていいか？
こうなせず花園で枯れるといい。レバー
I mean, if they all break on the floor, then the scent and everything is still getting up and everywhere.
神様は帝をよほどお慕いしているのですね。
当たり前じゃない。何を言うの？
いえ、私はただ国母という立場を愛しているように見えましたので、リファ様と違って。
Ah, hitting with some hard truths.
そんな風に思っていたのね、シン。
Time to get some fucking crack back. I mean, Maomao still got the scratches.
この次女頭は主に暴言を吐きました。私が手を出してしまうほどに。よってこの者を解雇します。
リファヒ、それは。
あら、平手では足りませんか？ではこちらで。
お待ちください。
待ちません。
やもう昔のリファ様じゃない。自分の玉の尾の
I mean, Leah has always been my favorite.
女性はどこにもいない。
今後一切
She suffered the most. She deserves the best rise back up.
向上ある甘い処理だが、この女には十分な屈辱だろう。逆恨みしたところで秋分で高級を追い出された身では手も足も出せない。もう二度と二人が並び立つ日は来ないだろう。
Man, we have like cracked every head lady in waiting so far, except for Gyakio's.
平気ですよ。薄皮一枚ですし。
そういう問題じゃない。
こんな上等な金
I'm still saying Hung Yang has got her time coming. I still believe she's suspicious.
変装していたくらいだし、最初から分かっていたわけではあるまい。
ある程度目星はつけてましたよ。病気なので皆の寝床から離れた目立たない場所だろうと。まさか物置とは思いませんでしたが、それと目印があったので。
あの庭木が？
はい。本来あの花はほとんど赤なんです。なのに白い花しか咲いていない。誰かが選んで植えたのでしょう。風水では緑と白の組み合わせは健康にいいそうですから。
Yeah, I'm gonna say Shin was also thinking about, is that a new bush?
お白い花。
種に詰まっている白い粉が堕胎剤にも使われるんです。
そこら中に生えてるぞ。
作り方さえ知らなければ害はありません。今日のこういうと。
I think you're burying yourself here, Maomao. Because obviously you're gonna be somebody who knows.
こういうが堕胎剤になることを知っていたのでしょう。それもキャラバンが持ち込んだ交易品が。
問いただしたところで口を割るかどうかはわからんが、薬屋一つ聞いてもいいか？この高級の中にこういうが堕胎剤となることを吹き込んだ人物がいると。
I mean, the envoys are still here, and they're talking to, Shishu? So Shishu could be spreading that? And Shishu is Lulan's dad, and Lulan has the most servants of everybody?
物置にいた子、どうなりました？高級を出て治療を受けるそうです。リファ様の申し出だ。責任は自分にあるからと費用も負担するらしい。
そうですか。
And she's the best of them. I will say I like them all, except for maybe Lulan. I get my suspicions about her.
はい、何でもご存知ですのね。 彼女には助けられてばかりです。どうなさいました？
Yeah.
Some bad's coming. Some bad's coming. The Emperor knows it. Okay. Sorry, I thought we were getting something else there. Like I said, the element that... what was it? Ayla? Ayla is the one with red. Ayla is talking to Shisu, Lulan's dad, in one episode. Lulan's dad, then in another episode, is talking to Lulan and one of the servants. Lulan has the most servants of every other all the concubines in the rear palace. So if they wanted to spread word to a bunch of people, she has the most ability to do so. I don't know, it just feels like to me that is the obvious path of, I don't know, blame, but conspiracy. And of course, I guess the element there, sorry, I guess that kind of absolves Gyakyo of this particular part of the conspiracy, as I keep trying to point it back to her. Because again, she's from the West, so essentially she is related to this caravan, or the envoys, and not only like related by actual relation, I mean related in the sense of she's from the same land as them. So if the land was up to something, I kind of think she might be too. The hell are we doing? I don't understand anything we saw from that one. I will say, though, I think it's the second time we've actually seen Jinshi holding a sword. Oh, I can't remember. Was it in season 1 where he was a sword with Ba-sen, or was that just hand to hand? I want to say it was a sword. Because also a recent ending, not this one, but a recent one, had Jinshi, crouched into a window holding a sword too, in a scene that never actually came to pass. So maybe that was an allusion to this, and this is now the thing actually happening. This reminds me of Tower of God, where my favorite character in Tower of God makes their first appearance during one of the early tests. So yeah, I think that is the way that information gets passed down to the people of the Rear Palace. Again, I think it absolves Gyokyo. But then again, we don't know whoever all the servants may have told about all that stuff. So conceivably, we don't know the connections. It's again, envoys, Shusui, Lulan, servants, and then branches out from there, right? Shin obviously be down here on this level. If Gyokyo is being targeted, very certainly does not feel like anybody in Gyokyo's staff would be turning against her. Because again, I still think Gyokyo and Han Yang are in the same territory, right? If there's a conspiracy going on there, I believe they're both in that conspiracy. So, can't be tied to the other thing, because there's no way Han Yang is trying to screw over Gyokyo. Sorry, it's that thing I said before about there's so many conspiracies, and some of them feel like they've been introduced, and then they don't do anything with it, and then I feel like it's on the back burner. Like, I don't feel like I'm calling out conspiracies that don't exist. I feel like I'm calling out conspiracies that do exist, but we're not focused on, or they haven't played out yet. Anyway, certainly going to be a lot to break down here in the notes coming up. Again, the element that they brought up, that Liao is related to the Emperor maternally, which again, I still don't know how that plays out, especially when Shin turned out to be a cousin and not a sister like I thought she was going to be. I just don't know if I should tie her to the Emperor, with any sort of relation line. Because technically she's also kind of married, air quote, to the Emperor. I don't know. Technically, I guess that means the Emperor is married his cousin. Well, anyway, like I said, there's going to be a lot of theory crafting here when it comes to next episode's notes, so I think we're going to wait till then to get to there. But for now, we do have Maomao's notes, not my notes, Maomao's notes, to get to for this episode. So, let's go ahead and hop on in and see what we get.
Maomao no Hitorigoto.
Lizards, okay.
キョロキョロ。
シャオマオ、何か探し物ですか？
ガオシュン様、
Oh, hiding the squirmy little tail.
傷の具合はいかがですか？
ご心配なく、すでに新しい皮ができておりますので。
Of course, we couldn't leave that on her the entire show.
では、
Unless you did it on both sides, you did a little cat thing.
リファ様のご様子はいかがですか？
時折物悲しそうな目をされていることもございますが、水晶宮の侍女たちを束ねるべく尽力されていらっしゃいます。
They had to reorganize them to get rid of Shin's influence.
トカゲ、待て！ここでマオマオの豆知識。トカゲは敵に襲われたり、身に危険を感じると尻尾を自ら切り離す。
Some
切
can.
り離した尻尾は
Not all,
おとりになったり
some.
相手への威嚇の効果を持ち、その隙に逃げて身を守る。逃がしたか。
じと
ガオシュン様にも惹かれてしまったか。そうだ、ちゃんと訳を説明すれば。
Yeah,
これはですね、
please
トカゲ
do.
の生態を調べて生やす薬を作ろうと思っておりまして。
生やす薬？何を生やすのですか？
Throwing back dicks.
それはジンシ様とガオシュン様が以前お持ちだった体の一部で。
ジンシ様と私が以前持っていた。
And currently still have. Maomao doesn't know.
失礼いたします。
あれ、また惹かれてしまった。次回、選択の病。帝からまた新しい頼み事をされることにお見逃しなく。
Okay, implying that that's the look that the Emperor has on his face because he has something he needs Maomao for? But why Maomao specifically over everybody else at his command, right? Unless it's her closeness to people, or Jinshi specifically. Maybe the Emperor actually understands the whole Jinshi Maomao situation. Yeah, also, just the built-in humor of the fact that Gao Shun and Jinshi are essentially faking being eunuchs by taking a medicine to suppress that element of their lives. And then Maomao is trying to make a medicine to grow it back even though it's not gone. It's a very Apothecary Diaries meets Three's Company situation. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to explain it. I'm not going to explain it. Ask somebody older. Ask somebody older if you need help. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, pretty funny, but I don't know. Some of these episodes of Maomao's notes really fill in some blanks and allude to the greater story that's going on. And some of them just don't do anything. And this is one of those doesn't really do anything things. Other than the element of how is Li Hao doing and she's got to reorganize her staff. And it's like, good point. They didn't say that in the episode. They did mention that Shin set up the staff to be a certain way. But that Li Hao is then going to reorganize the staff is a pretty good point. And I'm glad that they brought it up, even if here. So, well, that said, I think it's going to be it for this episode. Come back next time for more notes about everything that we saw this time. Otherwise, once again, I've been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?